Hey y'all, WackyWormer here with episode 13 of my HermitPack series. Last episode you saw where we got our ore tripling setup moved over into this new room that I made out. We also expanded it to a ore quadrupling setup, but we haven't got that fully up and running yet. I said in last episode that I will build the multi-block structure we need in this episode. First, I quickly want to go over the process here in case I don't think I really ran over it very well in the last episode. So what's going to happen here is at the beginning of our process is this chemical injection chamber. It's going to need hydrogen chloride in order to process whatever ores we put in there. The way we get hydrogen chloride is by combining it in this chemical infuser here. So we've got the hydrogen coming in. That's coming in from our standard electrolytic separator here. This is exactly the same setup we have on the other side. Whereas on the other side, we were using the oxygen for our purifying chamber and the hydrogen for power production. Here, we're using the oxygen for the same purpose. It's going to the purifying chamber. Our hydrogen, though, is going into this chemical infuser here. So we've got that pump full of hydrogen. Now, the way we need to get chlorine is through another electrolytic separator. This is going to take in brine, which is basically salt water, liquid salt. In a weird way, because it's going to separate it into sodium and chlorine. And so we're going to get the chlorine from there. It's going to get pushed over into here. That'll give us our hydrogen chloride, which is going to start off our process here. So then we go into our purifying factory with the oxygen, and then from there it's the same as the ore tripling setup we had before. Now to get brine into this machine, I have this mechanical pipe running straight upwards. And that's going up to the site of our new multi-block structure, the Thermal Evaporation Plant. Now it's going to require a pretty good bit of materials. It's going to require lots and lots of these thermal evaporation blocks. You can see the recipe there. It's not so expensive. You're getting basically a block per steel. So if you've got that ore miner set up down there, resources aren't so hard to come by. You're also going to need some valves. This is pretty expensive. 4 of those thermal evaporation blocks per valve with the advanced control circuit in the middle. And then finally the controller there. That would be this recipe here. So kind of expensive again. But that's the price you pay for ore quadrupling. Now at the top up there, I do want to show you, we have some advanced solar generators from Mekanism. Almost up here. So we have 4 of these guys. They're pretty expensive. You can look up the recipe for that. They're going to be very, very resource intensive. It took a while to produce those. But what they're going to do is provide passive heat generation into this system. This does not run on electricity, it runs on heat. Fortunately, for whatever reason, they're allowing us, instead of pulling electricity out of these solar generators like you could if you wanted to, they're allowing us to pull heat out of it. Now the key to building this multi-block structure, it's a 4x4 base. The very bottom layer of it is a solid filled in 4x4, and then above that you're just filling in this ring. Once you get to this top layer, you're just going to want to do the 2 outside blocks on each side, and then in the corners you're going to want to fill in these generators, making sure that their electrical output or heat output is turned into either one of these blocks. If it's facing away, you're not going to get any benefit from it. You're going to want to leave the middle open because that's required for this process too. On top of that, you're going to add in the evaporation valves and controller. The valves can go anywhere that one of these blocks can. So they can go on the corner, they can go on the bottom layer, they can go wherever. And then the controller, I believe, has to go onto a face block. So not these corners, but any one of these faces. And that's going to give us the insight into how this machine's running. You see we're generating temperature slowly. Now because this is coming from solar power, that means at nighttime we're going to be falling in temperature and production of brine is going to drop. So make note of that, sleep whenever you can. There's other things you can do to provide heat into this thing. You can add in resistive heaters. They take in electricity, energy, RF, and produce heat, you can definitely do that. Obviously, that's going to be taxing on your power production system, whereas with this guy, we're running purely off the sun. So this has no effect or draw on our power production system. The last thing we need to do for this guy is to supply it with some water. I'm going to use my N2O reservoir for that once again as a free way to pump water. Let's clear out that a little bit. And then we need our mechanical pipe. And then our Yeta wrench. And so now, this guy is slowly bringing in water and converting it into brine. Now it is a very slow process, 5 millibuckets per tick, 20 ticks per second in Minecraft, so that's roughly 100 millibuckets per tick, a tenth of a bucket. So, you know, not too bad, but it is a little slow. Let's set this guy to extract, and now he's pulling the brine out. And if we head downstairs, hopefully this thing's running. Hopefully. Crossing my fingers. There it goes. So we're bringing in the hydrogen chloride, which is coming out of the chemical infuser here. This is a very slow process. We're slowly bringing in the brine here, processing. So this is most assuredly going to be our choke point here for a while. We could possibly add heaters up there that would process the brine faster, but you know, we're just gonna have to see. We'll see how it goes. So that's the setup, and don't worry about having extra thermal evaporation blocks. If you plan on continuing with Mekanism, the reactor is going to need another 2, I think, of those thermal evaporation plants to produce fuel. At least 1, if not 2. So don't worry about producing too much of those blocks. They're definitely not going to go to waste. So that is the ore quadrupling setup. And I'm going to get this cleaned up a little bit better. In between episodes, I got in my power and my Mekanism stuff hooked up, or my applied energistics stuff hooked up. I got my filters all reset. I had to do some rearranging over here, so this could do with some more cleaning up, which now I have the room to do. I can move some of these machines kind of over in this area and you know, tidy this up. So hopefully this is not going to produce more drain on our system. I don't think it will. I think we're producing a pretty good bit of power now, but we're actually getting very close to doing the reactor. That's not too far in our future. We definitely have the ore quadrupling or quintupling setup to do before then, along with some solar evaporation plants and lasers and all kinds of cool stuff. But we're definitely getting there, and that's going to be really exciting when we do. I've played a server where a guy I shared a base with built one, but you know, at the time I was just kind of amazed, had no idea what was going on, thought it was the coolest thing ever. And yeah, so I'm really excited to build this one myself. It's over my head at the moment, but I'm going to do a lot of studying, watch a lot of videos, and we're going to figure this thing out, and hopefully I can relay that information to y'all. So that's going to wrap up this episode. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more content, please subscribe. And as always, any comments, feedback, or suggestion are welcome in the comment section below. I will see y'all next episode.